It's the Cable
Take Luris or no balls. You just gonna fucking dare me to companion a Luris? Is that what you're gonna do? I think the best two cards here are like Mana Drain and Flage, followed by Necromancy, and then like maybe Worm in case you get Flash. If you really want a trophy, then Flage is probably where it's at, and just Forest Boros. Somebody in chat was pointing out how like there was yet another Boros deck in the finals in the last draft. And then we had that Boros trophy earlier. It's pretty good. When I drafted Mana Drain earlier, I ended up becoming not a Mana Drain deck. Sometimes blue just gets fought over too much. Hey, Fun Biddle Grove, thanks for the sub, the 12 months there, the full year. Looking at Ponder, Grim Monolith. Just those two. Let's try and cut blue. Let's take this Ponder. The nice thing about Grim Monolith is you can kind of build your curve around having a ramp on 2 then. Whether it's Mana Drain or Grim, and just like play a couple more 5s that you might otherwise. Is Shelldock not broken? No, the game's pretty fast, Taco Master. Magic's pretty fast these days. So Shelldock is often playable, especially if the cards you're cheating in are good, but like it's not something you're snapping up. It used to be that like Shelldock would get to activate like almost every game just by naturally playing the game. And now half of your opponents are killing you like super fucking fast. Let's grab Tamiyo. Let's do that. You're ashamed at how bad you thought Flage was during previous season. I mean, it hasn't gotten banned. Like, if you were comparing it to Uros straight up. Throwing Lightning Helixes around is pretty good, though. I think I underestimated Arena giving it haste. That was a pretty sick thing to see for the first time. There's 3 cards that I like here with this start. The Ice Till Explorer, the Ugin, and the Soaring Mycospawn. I'm gonna grab Ice Till here. That looks fun to me. Ugin's just like way too much fucking loyalty. It's very hard to deal with. Do I miss Sail for the blue-green decks like this? I don't. The only time I'm reminded that card exists are when someone puts it in a cube and forces me to reread it or spend 4 mana on a draw 7 or something. Give you back your Boomer Cube. Yeah, right? I'd enjoy that too. There's usually a few of those at CubeCon. Maybe I'll get my fix there. Yeah, I'll grab this Breeding Pool, huh? Thespian Stage. Maybe Stomping Ground. Force of Vigor is like a lot better than these 8-mans. People seem to value Artifact.deck appropriately. What can Simic Tamiyo do with her +1? You name a card and she looks at the top 4, and then sometimes you find that card and you put it in your hand. But the +1 is generally just to buy her loyalty, so you can get multiple down ticks, multiple Eternal Witness effects. Especially good with extra turn cards, because it helps you find the extra turn card, whether it's Time Warp or Time Walk. The uptick helps you find it, and then the down tick rebuys it a few times. That's usually enough to win. The +1 also bins the cards, right? So if you've got cards like Uro in your deck, that's pretty nice. Just fill up that graveyard real quick. Questing Beast is pretty solid. It's a little bit more aggressive than I was thinking I was going to be. I'm just going to grab that Waterlogged Grove. Solid little draw engine with the Ice Till here. Interesting. So you could take the Worldspine Worm and set up for Flash. You could take the Lightning Greaves and set up for Nadu, or you could take the Sheltering Landscape and set up for land recursion stuff. Since we already have the Ice Till Explorer, I'm just going to like point in that direction. I've done a lot of that this season. Yeah, I like the Bountiful Landscape. I think I might want the Terra Sunder just to have the disenchant effects in the sideboard, though. Oh well. Yeah, the Dugan's still tempting. Maybe should have grabbed it. Was the orb good in case of fast spawn stuff? I've found that the fast spawn combo doesn't really need orb anymore. Oh shit. We actually got the time walk. Nice. Very cool. Yeah, I was reading the pack from right to left, and I was like, oh, Caracas is pretty good. Not time walk good, though. The combo was Greaves with Nadu. Yeah, Nadu. It gets, like, draw triggers when you target it. A sick part of me wants to try and splash this fourth. Let's grab Counterspell. Thinking about that Ignoble. Thinking about Plagon. Plagon already draws a solid amount of cards in this deck. So we got the Courser and the Ice Till here. Currently, we don't have any, like, explorations or fast bond. Maybe I'm supposed to be taking the Dork to speed us up a little bit. With the 8-man cubes, are you out as soon as you lose? Yep. Yeah, they're single limb. And then the prizing is more top-heavy. First is 400 points, second is 200, and third and fourth, you're just getting a QP out of that. So you really want to make the finals. But it's actually easier to go infinite. Because even though it's top-heavy, there's less of a rake. Thinking about natural order. Thinking about Echo. Sometimes I like draw 7s in my time walk deck. It's another way to get the extra turn card back in your deck. Let's take the natural order, though. Hey, Jolm, thanks to 87. Jolm says, a measly lucky 13 months to greatness. Oh, so close. So close to the greatness. It's really not a good mana dork, huh? The Pilgrim here. It would be another green creature to sack to natural order. I'm just gonna grab Boots. Actually, I'm gonna take Berserk. Not currently Berserk deck, but I could become one pretty quickly. 6 plays well here. Nice card with Ice Till and Time Walk. You love that anime? Yeah, I think this one was off the OST, which is a little bit less beloved. Well, there's another Crucible effect. Epiphany's interesting. You wish they did more of the anime? Me too. Alright, awesome. So Storm Chaser's talent plays well with Time Walk, and Ren and 6 also like plays kind of well with what we're doing here. But one of the reasons I grabbed Berserk was just in case we got Lutri. And it's good with Time Walk already, but I've been really enjoying Lutri copying Berserk. It kind of like kills people out of nowhere. Because like one Berserk, you're like bringing your 4/4 up to an 8 power trample or whatever, and it's kind of whatever. But if you Lutri that Berserk, now you're dealing 16. That's like suddenly you got a real thing, right? And then a lot of 2-card combos, you're like, okay, well, is that worth having both in the deck and then them being dead sometimes? But the Lutri just chills there in the companion zone, so it's like a 2-card combo that you just like always have. So the Volborn Tyrant is not an embarrassing card to natural order for, but I'm going to grab Tifa here. Hey, we got the Plagon. Has Rancor ever made it in? I've played in a few decks. The spot that I used to really like Rancor and like the other pump spells in was like red-green aggro with a bunch of prowess creatures. And currently I don't think there's enough. There's like some prowess type creatures, but without like Swift Spear and the other 1-drop red one, I haven't really been able to make it work. Has been my experience with the pump spells. Berserk is a little bit different. It's a little bit kind of in its own class, even though it works well with the other ones. I've had a lot of fun combining it with Lutri this season. I've done it a solid amount. Coslight Pride Mage is in the cube, yeah. It's like moved in and out. The issue with Pride Mage is that they don't... Oh, Sup Recall. Wow. We have to pass this trop, but you're not going to say no to this, huh? Yeah, the issue with Pride Mage is like they've had a real heck of a time finding playable green-white cards, like gold cards. They've been like flailing around with green-white for a bit. At least people like board in Pride Mage sometimes. I'm gonna grab that Sanctum. With the counterspell and mana drain on turn 2, it's very important that we have quality fixing. Interesting. Just gonna grab Oko. I was kind of hoping we'd find like an exploration type card, but I guess Ice Till does give you multiple lane drops. Eternal Witness would be a cool one for the Nintuku. I did not consider Once Upon a Time, no. Ooh, a fetch. Oh, we actually have options. Green fetch or blue fetch. I don't actually know which is better here. Kind of an even number of doubles. Hedge Maze is interesting. I don't think that matters much. Yarktwit's Boyfriend. The fact that we've got like blue power. Like you still want to play your green dork on turn 1 and stuff. Ooh. So Bill plays well with all this landfall we got going on. Makes the deck make a little bit more sense. Time Warp plays really well with this whole Tamiyo Time Walk deal, though. Gives us like a little bit of consistency there in terms of chaining turns together. I think I'm actually supposed to grab the Warp here. As much as it'd be nice to have a win con. I mean, the Berserk certainly looks a lot better with the Bill. Oh, cool. Well, speaking of things making sense now. Currently a little short on playables. Could main deck Force of Vigor. Maybe play the Goyf. Oh, that Jace is another way to flashback. Extra turn effects. Riddler looks really good in this deck. Just because, like, it's a draw engine and a win con. We're, like, in need of both of those things. I'm going to grab the Jace, though. Yeah, no Strip Mine and no Exploration or Fast Bond. So, kind of an awkward version of this deck. Probably not actually playing the Crucible. Oh, hey, Trop Wield. At least our mana is looking fucking pretty as shit. So Kitten can be okay with Tamiyo and Walk. I think that's just what I'm doing. Don't love the cat, but I think it works here. How playable is that Omnath, Could play a single mountain for the stupid landscapes to grab. Hey, sup, Darby. So these are the cards I could consider playing in here if I wanted to play 17 lands. I've played 18 in these decks before. The ones that like really care about landfall. I think this deck cares about landfall less. Oh yeah, we have a Lutri here too, huh? Yeah, I should play one of those cards. Play the Krasis, I guess. We're trying. We're trying. I feel like I haven't seen much concealed courtyard lately. Or curtains, rather. Oh, sure. Pretty happy that's not killing my Jace. So you play Sheltering Landscape and Tifa, and then next turn play Crack. Attack for 8 damage. Oh, let's get Jace down. I'm gonna pop this out so I don't forget that I've got a Lutri available. Very good Lutri in this deck. Pretty fine with them taking either of these, huh? Might as well get in, huh? Yeah, I've been more impressed with the 4-drop landfall doubler than Tifa. Could run out Tifa here and then try to set up a Plague on draw 3. I kind of like just ensuring I get my value, get my 2 cards in. Especially when the creatures in general like have such targets on them. Really surprised the eye didn't serve. Oh, what's up, Berserk? Berserk Plagon, not really a combo. Hell yeah, Big Gorillas. I've never seen glass animals live. Got me. So we have 4 doubles here, right? So you crack the landscape. It goes up to 2, plain crack. It goes to 4, then the 8. Berserk makes 16, and the Plagon can make itself deal 3, which is 19 damage. They're at 20. Lutri Berserk is quite good, I think. We don't quite have the mana for it here, though. Huh. Okay. Hey, Prance, thanks for the sub, thanks for the 10 months. Oh, interesting. I think I'll play the land. Notice that the Cecil is back up to a 2-3 here. Yeah, I appreciate the 10 months there, Prance. Don't mind me, just gonna take this weird middle turn where I time warp a bunch and generate value. Almost run out of fetchables, thus ruining my combo. And then finally, I will stack all my lands and double berserk for the win. You're glad we took those turns? I enjoyed them. Yeah, I don't like really consider the landscapes to be like real lands in terms of like fixing and stuff. A little bit worried about Voidwalker. Turning off my Tameo recursion stuff. Oh, don't do it. God damn it. We don't like really have removal for Voidwalker either. Oops. Oh, I guess we have Berserk. Berserk could have been a way to kill it. Not handy though. I need like a bubble around my mic so I never bump it on accident. My poor earphone viewers. Interesting. I grabbed Tameo there. Do they want to take the turn back? Or do they just want to attack for 6? Looks like they're happy smacking. It lit up as though I could make a block there. I could not. I had a Menacer and a Shadower. Wondering whether I should 6 or Jace. I guess I play 6 just because it's more expensive. Does 6 still let me get a land bank through Voidwalker? Do we have any Judge Hot Shots in chat? Yeah, I know Voidwalker's not a trigger. There is like some fucking selection card where you like still get to choose the card even if there's like a Rest in Peace or something in play. I can't remember which one it is. It like tracks where it goes. Gyruda is what I'm thinking of. Man, Gyruda is some bullshit, huh? Fair enough. Well, at the very least, I'm not crazy. Wonder what they're tutoring up. We could run out Jace, put Lucha to hand, and then if the Jace lives, flip it, put Time Warp on the stack, Lucha the Time Warp next turn. Maybe it'll just be dead, though, depending on what they demonic tutored for. Toxic Deluge, sure. How are the other matches coming along? Huh? I don't know. I'll see them when we're done with our round. Were they dead to adapt? Not quite, but very close. It was like 14 damage on board. If we adapted and served in, that'd be 2 7-power creatures. And they were at 16. And then they wouldn't be able to toxic, so I think they just figured they were better off nuking it. The 2 for 2, though. Uh-oh. What are we necromancing? My 6? Sure. Oh shit, what up? 43% Emo. Emo says, hey Caleb, I would like to request to hear a song. Some sort of song petition, if you will. Check this out. This so-called song petition. This is Contraband. The Plug Has Bags of Me by Open Mike Eagle. Hey, what up, Nightside? Thanks for the sub. Thanks for the 50 months in a row. Or the 15 months in a row. But thanks for the 50 months total. Thanks for supporting the stream. Cheers. Happy birthday. Happy birthday to you, Nightside. A lot of turns. Yeah. Is your birthday in a week? Hell yeah. Cheers to everybody who's got a birthday in a week. Or the people that just had one this year. So if I Berserk the Loot Tree and then Berserk again, it's 12 damage. Seems like enough, doesn't it? Alright, when I said the Berserk was a combo with Loot Tree, this wasn't what I had in mind. So they block Loot Tree, they soak 4, and so then 8's trampling over, but then the Courser is here to chip in that last couple points. Not bad. Not bad at all. That was a chill little tune. Could play Hedge Maze on one. Could also fire off Recall. Oh, let's do that. Now we have to choose between holding up Mana Drain or slamming Oko. Both pretty good lines. I'm just gonna chill. I'm just gonna pass here. Is Ignoble the preview card that I've played the most? I think so, yeah. I was also privileged to spoil Leyline of the Void and the 1 white 2/2 that exiles a permanent that costs 4 or less, and then if it dies, they get the token. Yeah, Skyclave Apparition. Oh, well, speak of the Skyclave. My two most played fucking spoiler cards. Did I spoil Pouncing Shore Shark? I did. You didn't realize I previewed those? Oh, the preview video I did for Ignoble Hierarch is one of my very favorite YouTube videos that I've ever made. I put a lot of time and effort into it for like this like sub 2 minute spoiler. People seem to really enjoy it though. That was when I was playing a lot of shamans. It was, yeah. And then the meta was so hostile to shamans. It was like a bunch of furies and shit. It was like, okay, well. I finally got the card that I needed for my pet deck, and it was super unplayable because they also rotated out any chance of that being a thing. Hey, thanks for linking, Trapezoid. Alright. I don't have a lot of interaction here. I don't think I want to use it on 2-mana 2/2s. That one, however, a little bit faster of a clock, huh? Oh shit, what up? Hey, Novellin. Thanks for the 74 months. A 3-0 with Boros? No way, right? Heck of a deck, that Boros deck. Yeah, the Rogue Academy trophy, we beat Boros in the finals, too. And now here we are facing another Boros deck in the winner bracket. Faithless Looting. Interesting. Just don't see it in Boros very much. Huh. Fair enough. I was trying to think if there was a downside blocking that Giver of Runes. I was hoping to save this for a time walk, but if they're going to serve with Giver, am I getting remanded? Sure. Come on. I'm going to just jam it now. I'll have to discard, but that's okay. I think we're going to see Virtue coming down here. Oh yeah, I forgot they were fucking tapped. Probably gonna have to Oko that Giver of Runes. So we can't just like sneak in lethal here. That was, in fact, a great preview video. Thanks to whoever shared the link. I'm glad you enjoyed it. Yeah, a little above and beyond my usual, for sure. Just making a 1-1. I think the idea is that next year they'll have lethal regardless. What do I need? I need some time walk shenanigans. That's what I need. Activating Baloth does gain me a little bit of life. Oh, and 6 could jump. The Elspeth jump. Let's see. I could play Sheltering Landscape, pump Tifa, serve, get the Hierarch exalted. And then Tifa would be 6 power, and then you crack the landscape. Or, I'm sorry, it'd be 3 power, and then you collect the landscape, and it becomes 6. Not that great, I think what I want to do here is 6 rebuy Jace. And Oko the Giver. I'm missing a landfall trigger. No, I'm not. You play the Sheltering Landscape. That pumps Tifa up to 2. You serve the Elspeth. You get the Exalted. It goes up to 3. You sack your Landscape. Now it's 6. That's it. Tifa's just 1 power, yeah. There's a reason. So there's a 4 power landfall doubler that does it to anything, and it's a 4/4. I've enjoyed it much better than Tifa. I think it's a stronger card. Not great, because like we're dead to a removal spell, but oh well. Solid chance of getting something rolling if I do survive the turn. Twitch is trying to do an ad break here. The climax of this interesting game. I've liked Gaia's Cradle with Baloth Prime. Lets you justify like sacking more lands. If the Elspeth had pumped, then I've had a jump with the 6. I guess this works. Kind of glad they're not hitting my Jace. Let's thin a land. Why not, huh? Thin a land, get a Baloth. Yeah, I still swear some 4/4s, but they're all tapped. Hey, there we go. Kind of don't want to grab it, because then I'll mill again. Could tap the Ignoble and then cash in Oko, swapping for a 3 power. They're at 19. I've had a couple untapped Bailoffs, but yeah, you're right. It doesn't happen super often. Yeah, they see that, like, even if they chump the 10-10 here, we still have another turn. There's, like, plenty of 4/4s ready to go to business. Seems reasonable. Well, this is a fast start. Even though we don't have a double blue card in hand now, I want to shock myself with the breeding pool in case I draw, like, Counterspell or Mana Drain. We do have Force of Vigor. One of the better sideboard cards in this sort of matchup. Oh no? Yeah, I mean, the opponent's got a lot of mana, I like playing Tamiyo pre-combat here. It's going to fill up the graveyard for the Ursine. Even if it got countered, it'd be pumping the Ursine a little bit. Don't quite have the mana to kick the Myco Spawn, or that would be intriguing. This is the spot where, like, if we had a Wasteland or a Strip Mine for the Myco Spawn to grab, we'd be really happy, but oh well. Don't always get everything, And this deck has a lot to be happy about. Oh, nice. We milled a enchantment. Brazen Bar makes sense. A lot of freaking damage coming in. It's not going to happen here, but something that's kind of funny about Tamiyo is if the opponent plays Wheel of Fortune, you don't have to discard your cards. You just add 7 more. Ponder could set up Tamiyo to hit. Like, we ponder, we see the cards on top, just name that with Tamiyo. I think I'm going to fire off Tamiyo first immediately, because we really want to find a Time Walk. Then I'm going to shuffle here. And then I'm going to cry a little bit, just a little bit. I guess I'm playing Corsair. Maybe I'm supposed to play Prime. Counterspell, huh? Awkward to let them know about that one, but that's fine. Gadgeteer. So what happens if I Springheart into the Courser? So it's 3 power. Berserk it goes up to 6. Downtick Tamiyo, rebuy Berserk, attack for 7. Berserk turns it to 14. Just not enough, Oh shit, what up? Hey, Shadow Fission, thanks for the 79 months. Well, I found the time walk. They're passing. Interesting. What's going on over there? I don't know. I assumed that they didn't go for the win because they knew we had counterspell and they probably had like some instant speed interaction. But it must be expensive and it must be like fine to let me time walk a couple times. I don't know. This is so many turns, right? Yeah, we bestow onto Tifa, play a land, Tifa goes up to 4. Crack. I don't think there's a. I mean, maybe there's a basic to hit. I can't remember. But then you can Berserk and cash in Tamio to rebuy the Berserk, and it's just plenty. Hell, I think like just copying the loot tree is plenty there. Cool. Yeah, Bonnet did a scary start, but then they just did nothing for a bit. And that was good for me. Oh, you got me, Hoctarian. Thanks for keeping me honest. Oh, wow. I just have a time walk. No turn 1 dork, though. What's up, Tamio? Could get Monstrosity rolling. Could ponder around. Look for Force of Vigor. Let's play the damn Monstrosity, huh? Should have done that second main phase, huh? I guess you could run into an awkward bounce spell if you waited until second main phase if you didn't activate immediately. Hull Breacher. Well, that's going to get to clear the Tamio. It also makes my hand look like some real bad, rancid nonsense, huh? So Ursine Monstrosity can't choose to attack the Karn. It has to attack players. That's one downside. So I'm going to put Lutri to hand. And then this next turn, we're going to ponder before we attack. And if we find either Force of Vigor or Berserk, sure, we're giving the opponent a treasure, but we'll also have found the win, right? I think it's worth doing. Awkward. Because if you shuffle away the counter spell, you're in kind of a bad spot. If you whiff. Oh, I can't fucking draw the counter spell anyway. Yeah, why did I think that was gonna work, huh? Pondering into a thing with a Hull Breacher in play. Very reasonable chance. I just gave the opponent the treasure they needed to play a draw 7. Silly me, huh? Also mill the counter now. Well, I was, obviously when I kept with the ponder and whatever, I was planning on drawing it, right? Just herpetying and derpetying. Yeah, you can have a Force of Will. Some juicy Berserk targets. That's what I was thinking. Wow, Ursine just takes it down, huh? Despite me pondering into the onboard Hull Breacher. Deck didn't let me throw that one away. Cool. Good stuff. Alrighty, that's our third trophy of the day. We got one with Boros, one with Rug Academy artifact nonsense, and one with blue-green walks there at the end. 3 very different decks. Cool shit. Tomorrow I think I'm going to be jamming some Legacy. I was looking at